Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here, and welcome to the Tuesday stream where we're going to be talking about the event deck that is just now come out, and the vault has made its return. And so what I wanted to do in today's video is go over the changes. I think this is one that we've been anticipating for a while. And we're also going to kind of talk about like, well, what does this change mean? And I took a look at the cards as well. And I'm kind of curious on like, some of the changes that have been made. And so let's talk about that. Huh? All right. So 2300, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me here. And so let's start with the vault itself. We can take a quick look at the changes, right? So all of that is in the news feed. The event of the name of the event is called Rise of the Zodiac, and it's in line with the Chinese New Year. It is the year of the rat, and that is the reason why the Master Collection card is going to be of a rat. And so welcome everybody to the stream here. And so we know that it's going to be the vault. For the most part, everything is the same in terms of the pricing of the tiers themselves, and also I'm having a hard time with my camera there. So the pricing of the packs and also the the guaranteed cards. What's different now is we're using seasonal coins instead of the actual dust. And this is the part where we weren't sure about because we didn't know the numbers. Now we know the numbers, all right? And so let's take a look, right? So what they're saying here is every week, if you play through the entire collection, if you get the entire collection, you get 6 coins, okay? If you're a VIP, then you get 2 additional coins. But for the purposes of this exercise, let's imagine that we don't have VIP. So we're talking about 6 coins, and then 1 for every historical hero that you own. So that's 3 more. So you get 9 per event. Okay, so you basically get 9 coins through play if you have the right historical cards for every week. But then it costs 42 coins to get a single card with a coin. So you need 84 coins total. All right. So far everybody's with me. I actually should have just written it down. And in fact, I might do that. Just give me a second here. I'm going to add some text. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say 84 coins per card. And what we know is we get 9 coins through play per event. And what we know is basically 3 per tier. Okay, but the thing I wanted to put in here actually is if you think about without actually having any historical heroes, because I did this calculation, if you don't have any historical heroes, you just have 6 coins per week, then you basically have 30 coins through play by the end of the 5th week, okay? 30 coins through week 5. And you need to get basically, you need to get 54 coins. And so if you think about it, 3 coins per tier, need 18 pulls. You average out to 3.6 tiers per event. So what I've done here is I've provided a calculation. Let me change the number. Let me change this font here. Let me change this to be a little bit bigger and maybe not, maybe a different color. Right, can I do color? Or maybe just make it a little bit easier to see. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can make this a little bit easier to see here. I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's better. Hold on a second. That might be a little bit better. No, that's worse. Sorry, guys. Trying to make this a little bit easier to see. I think this might be it. There you go. Okay. So here's the numbers. All right. So if you save up 30 coins through 5 events, you're going to need the 54 additional coins on top of that to get your 2 cards. And then we know that it's 3 coins for every tier. Okay, so you need 18 pulls total. And with those 18 pulls, if you average it out through 5 events, it basically have to go up to tier 4. You have to get past tier 3, so you have to get tier 4 every event. And this doesn't include this assumes that you don't have any of the historical heroes, and this assumes that you don't have VIP. All right. And so the question now is, by the end of the 5 events, if you go to tier 4 every event, you'll be able to get at least that particular ultimate form. And if you want to get it before the 5th event starts, it still works out, because it just ends at 60 coins you need to get, 3 coins per tier. You need to have 20 pulls. It's still 4 tiers per event. So basically, you need to go to tier 4 every event, is what they're saying. Okay, if you don't have VIP, if you don't have any seasonal, if you don't have any of the collection cards. But this is almost like the worst case scenario in my opinion, because what you could do, what we don't know is if they have also a secondary vault that's going to come out. If they do, then you can basically do 2 pulls up to tier 2 for both of them. So you're still going to get 4 tiers, and that's basically 2,000 gems. All right. And so let's see. So David Rothwell, couldn't you go tier 3 on 3 events and 4 on 2? Yeah, you could do that. Basically, you just need to average out to 3.6 if you don't have anything else. And so 3 on 3 events, that would be 9 times 3, that's 27. And then 4, that's 12, 24. Yeah, so you basically average this out, right? So you could probably do something like that. And so I'm doing this just for the math, right? And sorry, I'm just gonna have to just give me 1 second here. Sorry guys, be right back. Okay, I'm back. And so basically that's the number. That's how the numbers work out. And so it's not like it's I don't know how I feel about it, because the thing is, this really sort of makes it so that you have to play really hard every event to actually get all of the items. And then also, if you, sorry guys, my camera's acting up. And also, if you don't get those items, then you have to get the tiers. And the problem is the tiers aren't, 4 tiers isn't exactly doable for all of the, oh my gosh. Isn't exactly doable for everybody, right? So that is a challenge here. And so to me, like, I think it forces more play, and it forces more gem purchase, like the tiers purchases. Don't have a great place, so I'm just gonna put it up here. And so it's something that I'm still kind of thinking about, just because I'm not sure how I feel about it necessarily. Like, I think we just need to give it a try. But we do need to go 4 tiers, at least 3. And so what I want to do is then say, well, is it worth it even for us to go into this? And it's also going to come down to, like, well, are the cards even reasonable? Like, should you even go for it? And when I took a look at the cards, I gotta say, it's really strange. I felt really strange about this particular deck. Because it's a mechanic that we've already seen before. And so here you go, right? So here are the 3 different collection heroes, and here are the coins you can get. So we basically have 2 event cards from Gen 3, and then we have Kaliba, which is an ultra rare card from Gen 3 as well. At the very minimum, like here, if we have collected these cards from, like, when we play Gen 3, at least we can put them to good use. And if you don't have those cards, one of the things I think about is sometimes it's nice to just have those past ultimate card, ultra rare card to like, potentially at least form an ultimate form if you were missing that, for example, from that particular event. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and collect my three coins here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards, and then I'm going to open tier 4. I actually have over 16,000 gems saved, and I was kind of excited to see what we would get, but honestly, after looking at the deck, it was I'm a little less excited, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you the reason why. So we're going to start with the ultimate form. All right, so this is a 1 star now, 1 pink star ultimate form. And this is Auspicious Defender. So like I said, this is based on the lunar calendar, Chinese New Year for Year of the Rat. That's the theme here. And it's a chaotic killer. But if you take a look at the battle skill for the ultimate form card, it creates 4 water power gen 2s and then increases a chaotic killer bonus by 30% for every 10 chaotic, plus 3 for every 10 chaotic killer intensity for a turn. It does have a 2-turn cooldown, so it's kind of quick to recharge. And the interesting thing is, at 1 star, this has an 800% chaotic bonus. And so if that's the case, then this is essentially the same as a ultimate form at 3 pink stars. So I don't know what that means. Like, if somebody gets a card at 2 stars or 3 stars, like, does it go up? Is it the same? Because the maximum you can get is 1400 at 6 stars. And so ultimate form at 1 to 3 stars, if they're exactly the same, then I don't understand this. Then I don't really understand sort of like this change. It feels like it's just like no change. Like, the whole point of going up in the stars is to get that progression, but to not have any difference between 1 to 3 stars, it is I reached out to them. I was like, this feels like a typo. Like, this just feels completely wrong. Like, this needs to be showing 400% chaotic killer 1, so that somebody who actually invests and gets 2-star can feel like it's a little bit better by going up to 600 and finally 3 stars to 800. So it just feels completely backwards to me, like this particular change. So I don't know if this is a typo or not. I'm hoping it is, because it essentially basically it's almost like them saying like they were going to go back to 1 star, but really they're giving you a 3-star card. But it's even worse than that, because had they simply given you a 3-star ultimate form, then you could at least make it 4 stars if you just get more. But as it is right now, you have to get it to 3 stars before you can make a difference. So like that's it. The only thing I can think of is that this is a mistake. That's the only thing that makes sense to me with this change. So that's why it's less exciting for me. I just feel like, why do this? I don't know. Like, if you're gonna give us 1 star, give us 1 star at 400% bonus. Like, I don't know why you would do the 800. And then you look at the Master Collection card, same thing. This is Venerable Han. Actually, this is the ultra rare card. This is not the Master Collection card. This is actually the ultra rare card. It has exactly the same skills as the Ultimate Form. So this is the other gripe they have. Ultimate Form card has exactly the same skills as the ultra rare card, and it also has the same 800% killer bonus. Except this one says Chaotic Killer 4. And if you take a look at the ultimate form, it says Chaotic Killer 3. So which one is it? Is it 3 or is it 4? And there's just so many little mistakes here and there in this particular set that I just kind of feel like it, it's a shame, because I honestly think that the changes that they're making, like they're working toward the right direction, but then they come up with these things that make you wonder, right? Like, is this a mistake or is this intentional? You can never tell whether something is intentional or not. And to say that it's by design is actually kind of, it's dumb. That's that. To have the ultimate form card have exactly the same skill as the ultimate form, ultra rare and the ultimate form have exactly the same skill, makes the whole thing pointless. It just makes the whole thing pointless. All right, and so that's just how I feel. And here's the thing, right? They also switched the order of the 2 cards, because the Master Collection card is supposed to be on the top. And the only reason why I knew that the mouse is the Master Collection card is because the shiny hero is the mouse. All right, so the shiny hero is the mouse, and it's supposed to be at the top because that's what we know. Ultra rare cards are on the bottom. And so I was really confused for a while, but now here you go. Here's the Master Collection card, and this is the Great Master Lao Shu. And it's a chaotic killer, and it is basically the same as the Frozen Devastation deck, where it gives you the Power Gen 4s, and then it gives you a bonus attack. So the second attack is a nuke for 1.5 times of the damage. So this is the other reason why I wasn't excited about this deck, because we have this deck. We have this exact deck in the form of our Frozen Devastation, which is right here. Right now, not exactly the same, because we don't have this concept of boosted attack based on amount of intensity. So the second version of this actually technically is more powerful. All right, because what you're getting is you're getting additional power boost, but the mechanic's exactly the same. It's just that this is more powerful now. But I'll explain why this is better. Okay, so if you think about it, for every 10 killer intensity you get, you're going to gain 3% attack boost. And that is something that is uncapped, so you can basically go as high as you can and as time allows. And then what it will do is you're going to multiply by 5 using a 3 key attack, and then you're going to multiply that whole amount by 150%. So you're going to have this really powerful damage in the first place as the percentage goes up, and then you have the 150% nuke on top of that. So theoretically, over time, you should be able to take on a really powerful, Eternal boss, for example. Right, this is going to be great for Eternals because your nuke is going to go through the roof at the end. And so West Wolf, you do have the Frozen Devastation deck. The only difference is you don't have the unlimited damage boost that the Ultra Rare and the Ultimate Form card gives you. So you don't have the boost that gives you 30% plus 3 for every 10 Chaotic Killer intensity. And so basically, if you go after 100 Chaotic Killer intensity, you basically get 60% because it stacks, right? So you basically get 60% boost of your attack, and then you can multiply by 1.5. So it's the same deck, just with more boost, with more power. That's essentially what it is. So Ultimate Chaotic Killer 3 is the same as Chaotic Killer 4. It's always been like that. So I guess I take it back, but just looking at it now more closely, it just kind of makes me wonder. And so Mail for Resley just get a last moment. The new season remained unnamed for an hour after he said it tells you anything. Yeah, it tells me that they were crunching to try and get something out. But I would have expected this to be worked out a little better. So now that we've taken a look at the cards as a whole, let's revisit again why the Ultimate Form is the way it is. So I guess there's a choice, right? This card could be another nuke card, or this card could be another one that gives you a boost. Considering that you can have 2 cards that give you the power boost, technically that makes your Master Collection card that much more powerful. It's just that I would have liked to see something else. I would have liked to see this have a passive ability to it doesn't even have the passive ability to generate power gems like the Master Collection card. So the Master Collection card here has a passive ability. Oh, it doesn't. No, it does. Has a passive ability to create 4 power gems, right? And this is power gem 2s, right? But it has a capital I and a lowercase I. There's a spelling mistake over there too. And so it creates 4 power gem 2s. And then it heals and it dispels. I would have expected to see something like this in Ultimate Form. You expect it to be a little bit more powerful, right? But it's not there. And if we take a look at the event card, which is Lena. So Lena is the Sophisticated Summoner, has the same skill as the Master Collection card, but the damage output is halved. However, this is actually a card that can generate still a lot of damage output if you can boost the damage, right? So this is one of those cards where, well, as long as you get the damage, if you get the damage boost by creating the intensity, if you get the intensity high enough, this nuke is still going to deal quite a good amount of damage over time. So it is going to be a good deck against Eternal type bosses where you don't have time constraints. If let's say you're doing a guild boss, or if you're soloing a Eternal boss, this deck will give you the ability to take it out as long as you can match quickly. So the deck power is there, but I think that it's just that it doesn't feel like the Ultimate Form is quite right. That's the thing. It doesn't feel quite right. It feels like it's missing something. It feels like the killer bonus is a little bit off, and that's how I feel about it. and because it's essentially mimicking the same deck, but they tweaked it a little bit, and so it's really hard to discern like the difference between the two. And ultimately, it comes down to you need to increase the intensity in order to really gain the maximum benefit of this. Otherwise, it will play exactly the same as the Frozen Devastation deck, because the Frozen Devastation deck you don't really get the power boost anyway, so you're simply going to get the same kind of damage output. And so, that's hopefully that makes sense for you guys. And sorry, there's a lot of people in the chat right now saying hi. I just wanted to say hi back. So Willing Deep, this is 3.0. We're still in the 4.0 era. Let's take a look and see what the support card is like. The support card is right here. And so, wait a second. Support card. Hold on a second. Support. Where's the event card? So this is the event card. Event card, ultra rare card, master collection card. What happened to the support card? let me take a look at something here. So hold on a second. Are we saying that here it is? Okay, so Rat Clan Hong. Hold on. Rat Clan Hong versus Venerable Hong. Jeez, and that card wasn't right. That card doesn't count. You don't need that card for the shiny master. That's the reason why I couldn't see it. Anyway, here it is. Found the support card. The Rat Clan Hong. It basically is it was the same thing as the Alexi card. It creates water gems and heals. It has a 4-turn. It has 4-turn cooldown, and this card does have the 400 intensity. So we haven't gone back. We haven't gone back to the Gen 3 days. This is still more powerful than. So I guess looking at the support card, it makes a lot more sense now. What doesn't make sense is this whole notion of bringing it back to 1-star and then making it as powerful as a 3-star, which means going for a 2-star card gives you absolutely no benefit. And so I have problems with that one. This is what I have a problem with. I have a problem with cards that don't increase in value when you absolutely need to get additional cards to improve it. So this is where I have an issue. They advertise it as a 1 pink star ultimate form, but what happens if you get 2 ultra rare cards and 2 master collection cards? You can forge a 2-star card. It's supposed to be exciting, right? But it doesn't give you any bonuses. If there's no difference between 1-star to 3-star in terms of the killer bonus, then what is the point of going further? Unless you go to you now have to go to 4 pink stars for it to make a difference. Like they might as well have just given it to us outright at 3 pink stars. So this is where I have problems with this setup, because it doesn't make a difference between 1 and 3 stars, and this is the one thing that I genuinely have an issue with. But in any case, it's going to be a Water Slayer deck, and if you wanted to, you could simply use this card. All right, if you have Guardians of Islam, just go ahead and use that. Because you could have the same thing. You can have a killer bonus. I mean, it's going to be 400%, so it's going to deal a little bit less damage than the event deck. But honestly, it's not going to be a big deal. But for the purposes of showing you how this whole thing works, I'm going to go up to tier 4 like I mentioned. And I did save it up, but I'm not going to go any further than that. And we'll see. If I get lucky, I get lucky. If I don't, then I don't. Right? But the whole thing here is we need to get the coins in order to actually be able to get something by the 5th event. And once you reach event 5, let's say once you reach the 84 coins total, you'll still be able to get the ultimate form from any event within the season. So you can be you can be at the 5th event, and if you really like one of the past ultimate forms from one of the previous events, at least you could get that. So there's at least that. All right, there's something I need to fix. I need to fix that a little bit better. There you go. So let's go ahead and open it. and we will see what we get. So the nice thing about the vault, at least, is that you are given guaranteed at almost all the tiers except for tier 1, right? So I got an event card, so that's good. So tier 1 to tier 4, you're guaranteed to get all of the something. And now that I got this one card, that's good. So we're guaranteed 3 of these coins, and we get 1 gem bonus. So the event card actually isn't too bad, because this card gets me a nuke damage. I can actually use nuke. And so Kong will indeed, on the ultimate form display screen, click the question mark for info and pink star. So let's do that, because I don't want to be unfair. I want to make sure that I have the proper information before I continue with my feedback there. So let's continue. Let's go ahead and open our 4 tiers, and then we'll go back and take a look at the ultimate form. It's just that I'm right now kind of like, I'm confused, and I'm kind of like at the point where I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the fact that we have the I'm happy with the fact that at least we have the vault system back that we're more familiar with. And did I get the legacy? Oh, it's legacy. Okay. And it looks like we have wait a second. These tokens are still available, but they're not guaranteed. It's supposed to be a guarantee, right? It's like, hold on a second. So this is the evolution coins is now a potential draw as opposed to a guarantee. I really dislike evolution coins. So the fact that this is not a guarantee, that's another one I have big issues with. All right. So let's go to tier 4. So tier 4 is going to translate to 4,500 gems total. It isn't exactly cheap, okay? But it will guarantee you, as long as you play, it'll guarantee you an ultimate form as well. All right, so there is our guaranteed relic, and getting the guaranteed relic here and the ultra rare card. So that's the ultra rare card, so that's good. So I got something out of that. And so there's at least got that. So this is gonna give me the ability to increase my my attack damage. And so tier 3, we got one ultra rare card, which is good, but then I got no evolution coins in here, right? So I basically have 300 coins at this point, whereas before, by opening a couple of tiers, you had multiple 10 to 20 spins of the evolution coins. I would have thousands at this point. And so that is one area where it's a total thumbs down for me, man. That's not cool. They should just get rid of evolution coins completely, because honestly, the coins, these coins, these title season choice coins, is now the carrot for us to actually go and try to finish the event. There's no reason to put evolution coin in there to force us to play the event, because you already are forcing us to do that by making us play for these coins. So it is absolutely unnecessary. It is one of the most useless things ever in this game, is the evolution coins. It just absolutely has no place in this game. But the fact that they kept it in there and we can't get it from opening packs is just dumb. Absolutely dumb. So this is tier 4. So here's another event card. And I think this is the relic. So we get a second relic as well. And let's see, do we get the... I don't think we're going to get the Master Collection card. I'm not going to be that lucky. And there's another 300. So imagine that they come out with a Wednesday pack like they usually do. Hey, you can buy a pack for $9.99 and you can get 4 cards. Imagine all 4 of those cards are evolution coins, just like how in the past we used to get the ultimate tokens. Imagine that. Imagine all 4 cards that you spend $10 on are all 300 evolution coins. There's no place. There's no place in the vault for the evolution coins. I didn't even realize that. I'm going to go back and examine this. What the content include. There. Evolution coins is part of the vault. So if I had one thing that I would say is terrible, is the fact that they kept the evolution coins in the vault. This is absolutely the worst idea ever. And they must take it out. They have to take it out. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that it's in there. So that is the one thing that I refuse to support. Other changes, I can understand it logically. The title season choice coins, all of those things. I did the math. Those things I understand. Evolution coins in the vault, I do not understand. Like it needs to be just a guarantee. Like it needs to be something extra. It just needs to be something. If they're gonna keep it in there, don't put it in the vault. Like it is stupid. It is just not necessary to have that in there. Because like what are we gonna do? How are we supposed to evolve our cards now? How are we supposed to actually do it? Like now we're gonna have to play not just for the coins, but also for the for the choice coin. And we know that from the playing event that we generally don't get enough coins in the first place. Those evolution coins, we have to buy a couple of packs sometimes just to get them. How are people supposed to do anything with their support cards? It's just mind-boggling. It completely it I don't understand it. So so when you so Colin William Deeb, you assume that by making the ultra rare 6 stars again, it meant no more evolution coins. That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought too. I thought that hey, look, there's like, we're going back to the good old days. We can now finally, evolve our cards regularly again. And no, instead they keep the stupid things around, and it really gets me upset. I've told them this numerous times, like there's no place for evolution coins, but somehow it's still in there. So that's that. I guess what I'll do is I'm going to end my stream with my final thoughts on this. So you saw my reaction to all of this. Some of them were things that I just observed here live with you guys, and so there is that's the reason why I kind of feel kind of said the things I said, but. Honestly, the fact that they've introduced the coins means that we have to pull tiers. And that would have been okay because of the guaranteed cards that we get. And so the guaranteed cards that we get actually, is a nice thing. But yeah, so here it is. Look at that. So this feels intentional. 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars are all exactly the same in terms of the killer bonus. The only thing that you get is you get upgraded counter skill and you have increased stats. That's the difference until you get to 4 stars. So those are the things that I find to be very wrong. Like there's something very wrong with that. Basically saying that, hey, who cares about the increased counter, to be honest with you? Who cares about the increased stats? You get more stats simply by getting more killer bonus, right? And so my final thoughts on this is the deck is a repeat of another Water Slayer deck that has exactly the same mechanic, except they made it more powerful by giving the power boost. So if you didn't get the Frozen Devastation deck, this deck is going to be the same and more powerful. The whole, there is basically zero reason to go for 2 pink stars anymore. Like there's no reason to be excited anymore for going to 2 pink stars. So there's there goes part of that excitement for pulling multiple ultra rares and pulling multiple cards, because a 2 pink star ultra rare ultimate form card doesn't give you any advantage. And the evolution coins still suck. Okay, so it's still there and it's part of the vault, so that makes it worse. To me, the evolution coins in the vault is worse than the seasonal coins. To me, that is way worse than the seasonal coins. Seasonal coins I can deal with. We did the math. It's doable especially if they come back with the historical heroes. Okay, historical vault, that means 2,000 gems per event, and you'll be able to get a ultimate form. So I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the evolution coins being in the vault. And so let's see. And David Rothwell, you got 50. You got. So I last event I got 25. It's like just 25 upon 25s until finally like I got a really lucky roll and I got just enough to upgrade my cards. But honestly, like the 25s and the 50s also have no place in here, so it was yeah, that's terrible. So not terribly happy with this change. To be honest with you, I'm more disappointed than not than I expected I would be. Given that I was actually pretty happy with the changes that they had, that they had brought out. And so with that, I guess I guess I can make a team with what I pulled there, especially with the ultra rare cards. So I guess I'll use that. But honestly, like if you don't want to pull the team, if you have the Guardians of Islam, that'd be great. And then if you have the Frozen Devastation deck that even though it's not the right killer bonus, these cards have the passive ability to create power gems. And so this will give you the ability to create multiple power gems in turn 1 so that you can hopefully get 15% overkill on your bosses. So going with a deck like this would be just fine as well. In fact, I might even just throw this event card that I got in there because that's going to also passively create power gems and I can get more damage output. And so that is sort of like initial thinking is that we already have a very similar mechanic, so it's less exciting to have that. And Guardians of Islam is going to do you justice just fine as well. We'll have to wait and see about the boss HP. The initial thinking is that by dropping it down to 800% bonus as opposed to 1400% bonus, the boss is going to hit probably half as hard. It'll probably hit half as hard as before the previous event, but it's still going to hit harder than before Generation 4 came out. That's my guess. I don't really know, but it remains to be seen. So, is this worth it? Is this deck worth it? If you didn't have any Water Slayers, if you don't have the Frozen Devastation, well, you still get good benefits by pulling up to tier 3 and tier 4. Would I chase after it? No. Like, I wouldn't go to tier 6 to chase because it's too expensive. Like, the pack prices have gone back to the normal, and I really would think that tier 4 is my absolute maximum. Like if this is only when I actually had a lot of extra gems, I would go up to tier 4 max. So it is not a deck that I say, hey, you got to go and invest and go and really go in with it. I still kind of feel like, do what you need to, do what you can. And, the nice thing about Vault is that you get the most out of your pulls in tiers 1 and 2. That's actually still where you get the most value. I happened to pull an ultra rare card on tier 3, so I got lucky there. And tier 4 gave me nothing extra except for the 3 more tokens for the choice token. That's ultimately all it came down to. So packs are still too expensive. We've always known that. Back then, the thing about Dust is we invested in 2 tiers so that we can carry over a long time. This time around, I would say that if they come back with the historical vault, like tomorrow, if they come back with the previous event deck in the vault and you can get the tokens for it, then by all means do the 2 tiers for that. And then we can move to a model where we only pick 2 tiers every pack. That gives us the number of coins needed to get the ultimate form without going, over 4,000. Okay, I much prefer the 2,000 gems per event by pulling first 2 tiers on the 2 packs than actually going over that. Like, I would never go to tier 4 in that situation. It's just, it's just not worth it. It really isn't. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I also happen to have all of the collection cards for a shiny hero if I wanted to. Like, right now, the only thing that I'm missing is the Master Collection card to get a second Master Collection. And this is the type of deck where I would have said, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like, really go for it. But the thing is, we're at the starting point with the coin, so there's really no easy way for anybody to get it except to go deep to tier 6. And that is another 10,000 gems, which I'm not willing to spend. I'm not willing to spend another 10,000 gems just to get the Guaranteed Master Collection card because I already have something that that could work with this event. So don't feel the pressure to go over your budget. I did what I did. I pulled where I pull. I'm okay with that, and we'll see, how the event goes. So let me see. There's any other questions here that I might have not answered here. Let's see. Richard Britton, you still have fun. You don't mind being more difficult. You actually makes you think. You never expect to be on top tier. I mean, as long as you're having fun, it's great. Like I don't. To me, the boss health and the boss attack isn't really the issue. The issue is just like the mechanics that sort of like the hoops that we're being thrown. Like we need to go through in order to get the cards that we want, and it's like we just came off of like a discounted pack, then we're back to the full pack. We get some guarantees, that's great, but then we're faced with the fact that now there are there are evolution coins in the mix, and it's just all these things that sort of mixed makes it so it's not just like a great news all around. So it's I am not happy for that. Melfilmore, I still have an hour before the duel closes for the night. I do understand that. So I'm actually not going to be streaming much longer. I think I've given all of the thoughts I needed to. I've said everything I could. Don't forget the Head Start pack if you want. Generally, I don't think it makes that much of a difference in Slayer. So you might as well get the higher level bonuses so that you can actually get more points. In this new era, honestly, where trophies dominate, I will sign off with this. Feedback, and that is, honestly, like you don't technically even have to have any good decks. As long as you can take out your own small solo bosses, this is going to be an event where as long as you can tank the big world bosses, you're going to be fine. You don't really need anything else, because this is where trophy rules. As long as you can get the trophies, you can hit the necessary tokens, the rewards for events, and so just tagging is going to be fine, not fun. It's going to be fine, right? So that's the thing. I prefer the quest option a little bit better because it allows you to play differently, but it is what it is. And so we're going to have to go for the evolution coins through the trophies, and the best way is to just simply tag the eternal worlds. That is where things at. And so for Head Start, I think just the basic one is fine. That's where I would go. And don't forget to go for Asa in Silver Trials for some water evolution bits and bobs before the event starts. And yeah, so you can basically go to don't forget the Silver Trial. The Silver Trials, you can also potentially get some gems, so that'll be actually kind of nice. And so that is gonna be it for me, guys. It's a short stream, but I think I said everything I need to say. We'll wait for the event to start tomorrow, and we'll kind of talk about. I said tagging is fine, not fun. Fine. Anyways, that's going to be it for me for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody, for the stream. Do me a favor and let everybody know that evolution coins need to go. Like, we have to get rid of this thing. All right? Have a good night, everybody. Take care. See you next time.